Video 53 of RYS Academy with Dr. Gary Cohen and SemanticMastery.com. In this video, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with the HTML sites that you can build out in Google Drive. So I've showed you how to create a basic HTML website just from your Google Doc already, where you would download the zip and upload the zip. You could also upload any other zipped files, or you don't even have to do the zip files, just upload the already done HTML files if you wish straight into a folder on your Google Drive, and you'll have a live website up and running as long as it's set to public. So again, you see how there's these little pictures of these people. You have to see that to make sure that the website is actually public facing, but it will already be if you're putting it into a public facing folder. So you also remember that I said when you have a folder that doesn't have a index.html file, that you'll end up just with the folder view. So if I show you again, what I'm going to do is just copy this folder ID, copy that. I'm going to go across to a private tab, so I'm not logged in. You go to the website, you're going to go Google drive.com/host/ paste the folder ID, push enter, and that's taking me to the contents of the folder here. So what I'm going to do here is just drop in a index.html page now so that I don't get this view anymore. So let me just show you here. I'm going to go across, I'm going to go into my index here, bring that in, and I'm going to drop it in. And there we go. So now I have an index.html. Let me go back to this private page. I'm going to refresh it and see what happens. And there we go. So you see I've just created a website with the index.html. This was a test I'm doing for Italian stuff. So you can see how I've changed that. But I want to just show you that one. But what you'll see now is, let me actually go back to that. I'm going to go to the end. So that's just the host / and then the folder ID / and there's nothing on the end. Whereas in this case here, if I wanted to go to this page now, what I'd have to do, if you want to go to that exact page, but you didn't know what the URL was, is you go one click, get link, copy, go over to here. I'm going to paste that in, and you see here it says ID. That's what you want. So I can actually just copy that now and then go Google drive.com /host / paste, and voila, here we go. That's the page that I had, not the index.html page. And if I go to the end here, you'll see that that's it there. So just to show you some different ways of that's why with Google Drive self-hosted websites it can be quite confusing with the URL structure. How do you get to certain pages? Let me show you another way. So this time what I'm going to do is just actually click rename, copy, okay, and go back to here. I'm going to go right to the end of this one. Sorry, there we go. Here we go, and I'm just going to paste the file name, click enter, and there we go, I got it again. So, and now you see this time I've got that there. So with Google Drive it can be exceptionally confusing with all these URLs that you can get for the different pages, but as you can see it does work. Let me just show you there, that's that one there, and I'm going to actually just copy this. I'm going to go into a private tab, make sure works here. There you go. But you see the difference with this now is that when I went straight to the file name at the end of this URL, so let me just highlight all of that again. So it was folder, so host / folder, and then the file name, then my images work. If I just went to the ID, which I showed you earlier, then that doesn't work. So that's the subdomain number, googledrive.com/host, and then the ID of this particular file. That just shows me that it doesn't actually show me it properly. So what you want to be doing to create proper URL structures is actually follow this route here. So just to go over that again, it's going to be the folder ID here, which in this case is this one. So let me just copy that. Copy, go here, I'm going to go googledrive.com/host/ that's the main folder. That brings me that. But now I want that specific page on the site. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to just get its file name, the whole thing with the HTML. And I'm going to go back here, paste that, click enter at the end, and that's the proper structure now. So if say I wanted to put a link on the index.html page, then I would actually go towards the file name. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I'm going to go and just clean that up in the HTML and show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm back. I just changed the index.html so it's a little bit cleaner. So just to show you how you can edit your HTML within Google Drive, I'm going to one-click, right-click, click Open With, and you get different options here with the apps. I quite like you can use Notepad if you wish, but I do like HTML Edity. So let me click that, and it's going to want to do this for the first time. So I'm just going to click Accept. Click Accept. Just wait for it to load. Shouldn't take too long. There we go. So it's just loaded. Okay, thank you for that. You can do lots of things with it. Yeah, just click all of that, and there we go. So what you'll see here is the HTML code. So remember, I changed the index.html away from that Italian page, just so you can see it easier. And I've got my title. So there's the head, body. If you know some HTML, and this is also where I could add some meta. So say for example this here, I could follow this meta from here. So I'll just copy the meta description. Gotta go back here, paste, and just be like, this is my cool index page meta. I don't need to explain that to you, so that would be meta title, meta description on the SERPs. And this is how I created an internal link. So you see what I've got here, next page. So I'm on the index.html page, and what I had to do here was just copy the file name of the HTML page and put it under the ahref. So I didn't put anything else there, and that's how I got it to work. So that's how I can start building out websites. Same with the images here. So say I would go to images. See, there's an image I want to pop in there. I think I've deleted that one already, but what I would do here is just, again, as you can see, the file path is going to be folders called images, and the image that I want to display is called image00.jpg, which you can see here. So it's /images, which is the folder, and then what I would do here is image00. Let me just check, image00.jpg. That's it, and it should all changes are automatically saved. So let me go back to my page here, and I'm just going to take that away, go back to the home page, refresh that. Yeah, okay, so sorry, let me just fix all this up again. This can be the only problem with Google Drive. It can be a little bit finicky. So it's the only problem when you're trying to build all this. I'd recommend trying to build it outside of Google Drive before you then upload all of this. But just wanted to show you that. So in this how-to, it did show you how to fix all this stuff. So I'll just move on for ease. And what I wanted to show you here now was, now that you've created that and you know you can actually go into your Google Drive and do the editing there, and Editor would change all of that for you. The next cool thing that you can do is take some meta refresh. So I'm going to copy this. So that's considered like a 301 because it's 0 seconds, and I'm going to meta refresh to google.com. So say now there's that particular page, the index page, or let's change it. So we'll do the other one. Sorry, I'm going to close this. Let me go back to my test here. I'm going to do that one there, right click, open with HTML editing. Okay, just waiting for it to load. Right, see how that's all messy now originally, because that was the HTML code that I got from the Google Doc. The nice thing edit here is you see these 3 lines where it says format source code. Click that, and voila, it cleans it up. So much easier to actually read what is going on in your source code. And what I'm going to do here is actually just go up. So I didn't add meta description here. I'm going to pop that like that. So there you go. So what I basically said is, if I try load this page now, that's just happened in Google, it's all saved. If I load this page now, that it should actually meta refresh to google.com. Let me do that again. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just go to that exact page. Let me do that here. Sorry, just make sure I'm on that one. Okay, so I'm going to paste that in, and here we go. Let's see what happens. And there we go. I just meta refreshed to the Google homepage. So that means that I can now change where those individual pages are going to point to. So if you build out your site and then you start getting that traffic, you can also 301 meta refresh page by page to where you want. Be aware though that what can happen is that when you do some of this, that you might end up getting a flag. So you could do some of this meta refreshing, and then what will happen is if the Google bot doesn't like something, it will actually flag that file, and you'll see a little flag pop up here next to the file name, and then you know that file name has actually been closed off and it won't be shown publicly anymore. So it's a security setting within the Google Drive that it's trying to protect users from that potential of the 301 happening there. So you'll sometimes try to do a 301 and you end up with a flag, and then you'll have to start again with that particular file because that file's dead now. So you have to delete it and try recreate another file again if you wanted to do another meta refresh. And I think that was more the optimization tips. Let me also just show you here. So remember how I usually like to go into here and go down to view details, and add my description, my favorite one always, Holy Moo Cow Batman, into that. But what happens now with Google Drive sites is that won't actually show up in the source code. So let me go back here. I'm going to actually remove that meta so we can have a look at this page again. There we go. So that should all be saved. Saving, done. Sorry guys, I know it's a little bit finicky when I go through this, but let me just rename. Done. Go back to my file. Actually, sorry, I've got to do this the long way again. I have to just take the folder ID, make sure that I get where I go exactly. Just paste all of that there. Let's see. Okay, so Google drive.com/host/paste folder ID. There we go. Got my image to display properly this time. So now I want to go back to that file name. Take the file name, because remember I've taken the meta refresh off, so it will show this time. I'm going to go here, just at the end, paste that after the /, click enter, and it's back again. And what I wanted to show you here was that my Holy Moo Cow Batman is not in the meta description. So you see that here, I've just got the meta title. Actually look for Holy Moo Cow, nothing's happening here. So in this instance, what you have to do is manually add a meta description in a sense like that in the traditional HTML way. So you have to go into the HTML like that and add the meta description. So this is my example page. I'm not quite sure at this point, but you could fill out this area with the description, but in this case here, to get it into the source code, you actually want to hard code that in the meta style. So that would be the other point that I would suggest when it comes to optimizing your Google Drive site. And those are my tips. Next I'll be showing you some examples of some of the sites.